Hi guys, welcome back to another video, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to edit a thumbnail. Now this thumbnail is based around the game Fall Guys. Fall Guys is a new game that come out which is exclusive to PS4 and PC. It's not on Xbox One yet, which is kind of a downside because I only have Xbox, so hopefully it will come out on that soon and I can do some gameplay on that for you. But I'm going to be doing this thumbnail for you guys to show you what you can do to make your Fall Guys thumbnail a bit better and a bit more compatible with the YouTube SEO search engine. Be sure to subscribe, leave a comment and like the video. It would be much appreciated and help me get to my goal. So obviously what you're going to want to do is a new template in Photoshop. Name it whatever you want, but make sure the width and height is 1280 by 720. Make sure the colour mode is set to RGB and the background contents is white. Once you've done that, you should be set with a thumbnail size background. Now you want to go on the internet and start search up for your pictures. Now I wanted to do sort of a winner background, so I decided to get this picture of a winner on the Fall Guys game. So I got this one, but it wouldn't let me do it, so I had to capture it with a thing called Guyzo. I don't know if you heard of it, but it's a good capture software if you can't save the picture, because it is a WebP, I think it's called, and you can't really use those in Photoshop. So I captured it, saved it like that as a JPEG, and then I can use that as a template. But I only will use the winner. I won't use the background on that one, as you see. So here I'm getting a new background. This is going to be the background of the actual thumbnail. Now I'm getting anime lines. Anime lines is just something extra that you can add in the thumbnail to give it a bit more depth, a bit more emphasis on what's actually in front of it, because we're going to put that behind what's on the screen, what we want people to look at, basically. Okay, so once we got that, we're going to get into the characters. We want at least 3 characters on the screen. Usually, you would put famous people on the screen, but as we are low-key YouTubers, we don't really have a lot of subscribers. You want to put famous people on there. But people like KSI, Simon, Zerka, they can put the self on because they're recognised in the YouTube community. But say for us, there is an example right on the screen right now of Leonardo DiCaprio in one of my thumbnails. I used him because I'm not a signature person on YouTube, if you get what I'm trying to say. But on this one, I'm just going to put my faces on their bodies. So once you have at least 3 people, you're going to want to go back in Photoshop and get the background on there, making sure that's nice and neat on there in the right size. Now we're going to go and get the winner overlay, but what we're going to do then is we're just going to zoom in and start to pen around the winner outline. We're doing this because we only want this bit, we don't want the background. So once you've penned it using P, you're going to want to connect it when you see that little circle around the pen. You're going to right click, make selection, make sure it's on 0 pixels and click OK. Now you want to click Ctrl X, Ctrl Shift V to get it on a separate layer, and you want to delete that back layer. Once you've got it on your own, you can see that that's perfect on its own. But for some reason, I feel like it's not a good quality for the thumbnail. So what you're gonna see me do here is you're gonna see me quick selection it, and I'm going to fill it in with the colours that it already is. Now, don't do this, guys. This was a stupid mistake from me. It was a time-waster mistake from me. It took me around 40 minutes to edit this thumbnail, and it probably would have half my time if I actually didn't do this. Now, there was no need to do this because if you remember, thumbnails are very small in size. They are miniature. On phones especially, iPads a bit bigger, and obviously computer they are massive, and TV they're going to be massive as well. But you're not really going to see it, and most of the people are going to be on phone. So it wouldn't really matter how, because it's not even that bad quality looking back at the video, but on Photoshop I did feel like it was, so I did end up redoing the colour on it, which I just thought was a massive waste of time. But you don't want to do this. Now here you go, you see me go over the text as well. Looking back at it, it does make the colour stand out a bit more, but it's just not worth the effort and time you're putting into this. Now we're going to get this text on a separate layer so we can add an outer glow to it. So you're going to use the quick selection tool again, and we're going to just click on the text, and it should highlight the text, and it will only recognise the text. That's it, because the quick selection tool is made for that purpose. Now once we've done the text, we're going to do that Ctrl X, Ctrl Shift V thing again, put it on a separate layer, but instead of deleting the back layer, we're going to keep this layer. We're going to try and make it a bit bigger, but it didn't really work out, so I just made it in the same size. And don't forget to rename your layers. That is an important message. Do not forget to rename your layers, because if you get a big thumbnail, it's going to be a bit messy in the future. Now if we have a look over the layer style, we're going to go on to outer glow, add an outer glow, and we're just going to change the colour to a yellowy colour. Try not to match the text because you won't be able to see the text as much. This is what I've done here. I accidentally matched the text a bit too much, but you can see that I went back and changed the text. Sorry, not change the text, change the outer glow colour, which is perfectly fine. Now, after you've done this, what you want to do is you want to add a drop shadow. Now, I added a subtle drop shadow. You can sort of see it, but it just gives that sort of like that 3D effect sort of. But later on, you do want to make sure you take light into consideration. Because later on, I do add a drop shadow to the bigger thing, like the bigger border, and it's going in the complete direction. So you just want to be wary of that. I do add a stroke as well, a lighter colour. Sorry, a darker colour of yellow to the text, just to make it a bit stand out more to the outer glow, because I do feel like the outer glow made it a bit more less visible. So hopefully that will be good. So once you've added in those strokes, you want to get in your anime lines. Now your anime lines are simple, easy to do. Once you've got this picture, you want to double click on the layer, just go to blend mode and click screen. This will get rid of the black background and you'll just have your white lines. You want to put this behind the images, not behind the background, because you won't be able to see it at all. Now I wanted to try and add a tube thing. I tried to cut time and just do it with this picture, but it wasn't working, as you can see. I tried to colour it in, I tried to draw it and everything, it just wasn't working. So what I ended up doing is I ended up actually going on the internet and finding a Super Mario tube, this green one here. This is perfectly fine to use. I should have just done this in the first place because, again, it's all about saving time in these situations. Now, it is a big time saver doing this. So I just moved it down. I stretched it a bit just to make it a bit bigger. And once I'd done that, it was ready to go. I messed with the dimensions a bit just to, like, kind of 3D it again, because that's called distorting it on Photoshop. So I ended up placing it in my character that I tried to use for my tube the first time. What I did here was I quick selected the background from him. So all the background was gone and it was just the guy there. Now once you just got the guy there, that's simple. All you want to do is Control X, Control Shift V. Don't forget to click E and click on the layer before, otherwise you won't be able to get rid of the background. Now I want to go and select, modify, contract it by 1 pixel just to get rid of the outline of the thing, because I didn't want to erase it again. Now I'm just lining it up, like trying to square it off a bit to the tube. I try and erase his feet, but then I realise that doesn't really work with what I'm trying to do. So I line him up and then I get a picture of my face. As I said, I'm going to use my face, but if you're a growing YouTuber, use famous people's face. You don't have to use your face. But if you're well known on the community, you just want to use your own face because that's your audience. But at the moment, just as a showing you, I'm just going to use my own face. This is one from my other thumbnail that I did. I'll put it on the screen there. The video is not released yet, but hopefully it will be released. So I'm just putting this on my guy, lowering the opacity just so I can see where the actual face of the guy is, moving it, resizing it. I don't know whether to put it a bit bigger to make it look like a bobblehead, but then I just decided to make it a bit on the realistic side and just put it in that circle. I end up using the circular mark tool and cutting that background out using the Control X, Control Shift V, putting that on the white, and there's the first person done. Introducing the second person, I did pick this pink person. All you did again was take the selection, Control X, Control Shift V. You will use that a lot in this series. Now, I was thinking about duplicating the face, but then I realised that I just want to get a new face just to make it a bit more variety, which is what you want to do as well. You don't want to use the same face. I did end up moving the pink guy to the middle because of the crown, and I thought that matched it a bit. I did get an old photo of me from one of my thumbnails a while back. I don't know where that is. If I find it, it's on the screen right now. But I erased the tool. You shouldn't really do it like this, but I was getting bored easily. And I'll pen around myself, just getting my face. There you go. I do contract it by 1 pixel again, getting rid of that, and then I end up making that, erasing some of my face so it's a bit circular. I think I do end up, mark tooling it just to make it a bit more circle. Now that's the top guy done. Now doing this person, this L guy, I don't know, I've never played Fall Guys, but here's him. I quick selection him around him again, so it's just that guy. Put him in the corner. I do end up rotating him so it's a bit more diversity with the angles of the people. And then I get the same picture of me, but doing it easier the way I do it, getting the circle tool, then doing it that way, which I should have done in the first place. Now guys, that is basically the thumbnail. I just do a bit of resize and a bit of dimension work to make it seem a bit more realistic. I do add the drop shadow onto the background and onto the green guy just to make it a bit more lighter. If you guys did enjoy this video of me explaining how I create my thumbnails for my videos, or give you tips on how to make thumbnails, if you want me to make a thumbnail for you, comment down below and I'll do it in a video and then I'll send it for you. Just for your video idea purposes, if you want to create me a thumbnail. I also do have a gig on Fiverr. If you want me to create a thumbnail for you but don't want me to do it on a YouTube video, go over there and you can see and request a gig from me. Don't forget to subscribe, like and comment. It would be much appreciated as I'm trying to grow on this huge platform that doesn't allow you to grow anymore.